Robots Radio presents...
Previously on Mystery Down Under.
I thought you were sleeping at Jason's.
Oh, we were going to, but...
Brianna went missing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
She said you were there, Dicky. I don't want you leaving Jessica for a minute.
So
okay?
everyone's going to be out today. Everyone's going to look for her and we're going to find her, okay?
Am I coming with you?
No. Do you know if Miss Simmons next door is still around?
Eric slept pretty poorly, but it is better than home.
Bloody oath, mate. Did you sleep on the dunes?
Yeah.
Did you lose that ribbon?
No, it's in my bag.
Yeah, if someone sees us with that, they think we did something to
See
her.
kind of movement from Eric's backpack.
He'll reach in and...
Whoa.
And it is this eel-like creature.
Needs a name, right?
Real.
You hear the sound of a record scratch, a door shut, the clink of
He
glasses.
pressed himself up against the glass and he was trying to look out.
You saw a blackboard.
Well, there must be like a school then, right?
So, shall we go to the school then?
And now...
A blackboard, a globe, and a mystery. You're left puzzling what to do, with the only real inclination being that you need to get to school to figure out what the hell is going on.
What is this little creature trying to tell us?
Yes.
Remember the creature's name?
Why did we name it such an awful thing?
Because you let a 10-year-old name it.
You weren't
True.
quick enough.
This is true.
You weren't quick enough and it liked the name. So with the nudging of Breel, your
Yes.
fantastic little superpowered eel thing.
Highly protective of the group with some healing powers.
And able to evoke vivid memories.
Its own memories, we think.
Possibly.
Yes.
Not sure.
We
You're
think.
not really sure about anything. It also
No.
doesn't quite have a mouth, so
No.
can't
But it can-
quite
it can
communicate.
nod.
It can nod.
Yeah.
It's got
It definitely
It
understands us.
It
got
can
head-like
shimmy and shake.
tendencies.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get into school?
Well,
what are you
we've got
gonna do?
bikes. We could break in, or we could just ask...
Mr. Woolley.
yeah.
Mr. Woolley.
Or we could ask Dicky's mum.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Well,
Does anyone know a way in?
I mean, it's
wouldn't
not,
be
it's
terribly
not a
hard to break into.
superimposing
Yeah.
building.
No.
It's
not like-
very old.
I also feel like maybe a window might just be open.
Yeah.
Can we have
So-
a quick look?
You
Yeah.
bicycle over to the
Let us
school, the
bike over
Warrawarran
to the
Public
school.
School.
Well, the
Yes.
three of us do, and one of us runs.
Yes, that's right. Eric following.
jogs along.
Yes.
Like an antelope.
Yes.
gracefully loping along behind your friends. When you get to the Warrawarran building, it's like it's out of time. It's a red brick building standing amidst the scrubs and the dust, beaten and weathered, but it does not yield to the elements around it. Just the sight of it puts the fear of God into you. Because it's an old converted chapel.
Oh, right.
It was, a pointy testament to God's will.
And not because we're not meant to be back here for another month or two.
I mean,
Another month?
A couple of weeks, and then we're back in.
Oh,
School starts in February, mate.
yeah.
Oh, shit, mate.
It definitely works. Every school child who's sent in gets
Summer
this
goes so
feeling of, I don't know, doom and damnation and pious lecturing and
Ugh.
depending on the teacher. It can fit around kind of 100. It's like kind of segmented, and they've had to erect a few little kind of
Divider things.
cabins
Yeah,
as
okay.
well off to the
Yeah.
side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
For little extra classrooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yes.
you're just bringing me back to my primary school now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones that are kind of built above ground
Yeah.
with little wooden planks and stilts that go down into
Do
the
they have
earth.
those prefabs? Are they more 80s?
What's prefab?
Those are 80s.
The 80s. There's prefabricated building, basically.
Right, yeah. Well, you just know that there's definitely crawl spaces under certain classrooms in the school where feral cats have been known to copulate. You saw some kittens there once.
And
Aw.
snakes.
I was going to say
And
that time that they shut the
snakes.
school down to deal with the snakes before any of the kids get bitten.
Yeah. I jumped over a snake once going up when I was in primary school.
I did a sick kickflip
Yeah.
over it.
Basically, yeah.
And of course, you've got all the lizards and it shouldn't be a novelty to kids, but It
Lizards
is.
are
It's a
always
source of
fun.
It's a
excitement.
gecko.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you try and catch them, and
the way
their
they
tails
move.
fall off in your hand, still wiggling and writhing.
Yeah.
So there's not a specific way in. There's definitely windows.
Were there
there-
any cars parked there when we came up? Like, from just the onset, does it seem like anyone else is at the school currently?
No.
Great.
No, it's abandoned. It's
How far away is
still?
the town hall where we might find Charlie, who might have keys?
It's around, like, nothing's too far away. It's
Yeah.
around 10 minutes on your bike. But Charlie doesn't really teach at the school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have a way in.
No.
Well,
Don't know if he'd
Well-
give us the keys either.
We'd have so if it's an old chapel, it'd have like a main set of like double doors,
Mm-hmm.
it's more than likely locked.
Yes.
And then it would have like a side door, like a single
Yeah,
door
for the vespry.
for the vespry, whatever that means. But
it's
yes,
the place where the
Priest prepares stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, where they get
And that's at the back.
pumped.
They get
for God.
psyched.
They get jacked.
I have a
for God.
picture.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yes.
And imagine like around the other side, you'd have one of those little single doors. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
Can any of those windows crack? Do
Well,
they
I mean-
do they slide open?
Dicky will absolutely try the front door first.
Oh, okay, go for it. Yeah, I mean, I just assumed it was closed. That's
yeah.
very wise.
It's locked. Yeah, it is
yeah.
locked.
That's like the first thing Dicky would do is like, oh yeah, we're at school. Open the front door. Oh,
Jessica,
Yeah.
have you got a bobby pin? Oh, I don't actually know how to do this.
Kids might surprise you, particularly in the 70s. They might.
The-
They might have
the
some
windows-
lock-picking
Lock.
skill. Yeah.
The windows are pretty heavy. I don't believe
They
that-
think they'd open like on a rotation rather than a slide,
so
right?
you might, I don't know, you might be able to slip in. It's going to be
Slide
a
a small
it's going to
10-year-old.
be
why'd you look at Dicky for that?
It's going to be a squeeze because it won't open the whole way. It kind of
Yeah, I'll
It
try.
opens from the bottom and slides.
yeah,
and,
Dicky, if
and
we lift you up,
swings
can
out.
you get
'cause
in, unlock the door?
I mean, I usually get into small spaces when I'm out, like doing, like going on adventures and finding things. And there's always that little crawl spaces, and I climb up trees. So yeah, I reckon I can do that.
Well, we'll give it a
Come
go.
on, give me a boost.
Yeah, so you boost him up. Dicky, I would like you to make a brawn check
Oh god damn it!
for this.
Push yourself in there.
Yeah, because it is quite tight. And as we said, Dicky's not a little 10.
No, he's a little bit pudgy. He's
But
a
also, you're not tiny. You're not.
no,
you
he's
know,
not. He's not a rake.
Yeah, you're not tiny, and you're not.
What
We thought we'd be breaking back into school, eh?
yeah.
What are you trying to
Trying to
be?
get out the whole time, yeah?
Yeah.
I would like you to beat a 6.
Watch Dicky do this with his worst possible die.
Oh. Explode.
Now
explode.
this is a planned one. It's not super.
Yeah, we're
You've
not
got-
like, oh
you-
shit, there's people
yeah,
chasing us.
You've got time to figure out. So
I used all my adversity tokens on something yesterday. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Well, you'll
but I
have to
used
fail.
3. Explosion.
Did you?
Explosion.
Did you
He rolled a
really?
4.
Well, it's
yeah.
it's
Oh
1
my
in 4 to
goodness.
explode in your weakest die.
And he rolled another 4.
Double 4.
That's 8
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. So you
Slippery little
yeah,
sucker.
So you boost Dicky up. Maybe he hops onto Jono's back.
That thing where I'm like struggling on his shoulders, pushing my
Yeah.
face into his head and
Yeah.
like around and in his face and his eyes, and just trying to get purchased, and then like
Yeah.
with one hand on his neck, like trying to push the
Yeah.
window open.
And what is it that do you see like do you just kind of you're limbered up from this morning's bike ride and that's just made you a bit loosey goosey?
Yeah, and I think he might like push it enough that he can like slip his head through, and then he'll just kind of try and hoist himself. So he's literally gonna like fall in head first
Right,
almost to do like
yes.
a very ungraceful like tumble roll.
I love you
Following-
get to do your hero role description and it's totally embarrassing.
Yeah, it's great. Of course,
Well
it is.
done for taking it to do that. All right, Eric,
So-
let's
He does the barrel
let's go
roll
home.
and a
Yeah.
front flip and lands on
Yeah.
his feet.
Hey.
So you kind of get in, dust yourself off.
You hear the sound of the thump inside as he lands.
And it echoes because it's high ceilings, and was once a chapel.
Yeah, lucky town's quiet today.
Yes.
Cool.
So you kind of go past the various tables and chairs set up. There's dividers within it that they've put in extra walls to make it more classrooms. Not that there's much kids in the town anyway. So
Out of Just quick question. Who's got Brielle?
I
think
believe-
it's Dicky at the moment.
Dicky was the last person to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
had it passed them to me, and then I passed
got the
them
memory.
to you.
That's
You got
right.
the memory, and then they were like nestled around your neck.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you took Brielle in.
Yeah, well, I can't see
Yeah.
why not.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Brielle with. Also, maybe, like, I guess his thought process is, well, Brielle's the one that showed me the blackboard in the room, so maybe
And the globe
Brielle
and
might
everything.
react
Yes.
to whatever room is the one we want.
Yeah. So you kind of plonk in, you kind of dash through.
Yeah, pop up, he'll, like, point towards the back end to be like, oh, open the back
Yeah,
door.
yeah. You go towards the back door is like through the kind of headmaster's office,
Woolies.
which
all his spare eyes.
yeah. So it's probably best to just open the front door.
Oh, okay. Is someone... Oh, okay. Is that closer?
Yeah,
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 great.
yeah,
Well, then
yeah.
you just pop over to the front and open
Yeah.
up those doors.
We'll just slip in if you can open them. No
Lovely.
dramas. Yeah,
you
cool.
do. Amazing.
Hoping they weren't locked, like
The-
with a key. that you have, yeah.
The dust motes are kind of settling in the air. The sun streams through what were once meant to be stained glass windows before the town realized that, you know, a chapel for what the population was at that time was just, you know, a wanker who thought too much of God
Oh.
to see the dust and the muck when the town's only like 50 minus. Now that we've got more, around 2,000 people, they built a proper
church.
chapel. But
Yeah.
then it was kind of like, well, what do we do with this now? Fantastic.
Put the kids in it.
Put the kids in
Yeah.
it. Lock the doors.
Let them
We're
deal
all
with it.
hunky-dory. So you're kind of navigating around.
Yeah.
The classrooms are kind of, they're more just little segments with some tables and chairs.
Weird being in school when no one's here.
Brielle, and he would like always like bring the wrist up. No, that's right. He like pats very gently on his. Like, we're trying to find that classroom that you showed me in the little dream. So like, can you like give a wriggle or a glow or something?
It kind of, Brielle slides down your hand onto the floor and is kind of moving towards, you know, if this was a proper church, the aisle that leads straight down to the end, which is...
To the what would be the main classroom? Or
It's Woolly's door.
Oh, that's a headmaster's office. Everyone, let's go to headmaster's
Yes.
office.
And
We follow Brielle all the way down.
And he is he's taken, his office is the vestibule, you know, the highest honcho in the school.
thinks of himself as the high priest of education, doesn't he?
I've been in here a
little
few
bit.
times actually. Not too many times, but a couple of times.
And
Enough,
he does have a flair for the dramatic old Woolly. So you get to the door, it's locked.
Of course it is.
It's, you know, big wooden door,
I'm gonna.
curved with the roof.
I figure, you know, security is not going to be that tight. I'm going to look around for an obvious place he might stash the key or a spare key.
Yeah.
Oh, the doorman under Woolly's office.
You know, maybe there's a teacher's desk or something behind a book somewhere, like tucked on a shelf. I don't know. I'm just going to sort of look in places I think there might be a key stash.
Yeah. So there is a somewhat teacher's lounge as you kind of head off. It's as you would exit a church. It's kind of like that gathering area.
Yeah.
Oh, like the foyer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yep.
Which, you know, no one enters through because it's now been converted to a haphazard, ramshackle teacher's lounge.
For all
yeah.
2 or 3 of the teachers.
Yes.
Yeah. Where they drink their coffee and tell the kids to get out.
Yeah, it's mainly just a storage area, so any kind of outdoor activity, there's kind of like a net of you know, balls and footies and, you know, cricket stuff kind of just in the corner
Some
there.
stumps, a few spare bats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is kind of like a little bit of a breakfast bar set up where just they can put their mugs and their coffee.
Where would Willie keep a spare key?
There's not literally like one of those like key racks on the end that has like the keys to all the classrooms, is there? Like where they would hang up on the wall and just have like the keys to every room.
There is,
Oh, well, Dicky goes right to that.
but
Oh, right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
keys.
but it's really hard to tell which one would fit.
There's a lot of keys.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a
we
lot
could
of
just
keys.
try like every one until we find the one that's the headmaster's.
Can I use brains to figure out what, like, at least narrow it down, what looks like it would fit that door?
Oh, the one that has the big W on it.
Yeah,
for wood.
that's
Yeah.
right. I mean, keys match their doors
Yeah.
to some degree, right?
Yeah, it's probably a 7 difficulty.
On my
Rings.
D12, it's possible.
It's possible.
I will take an adversity token as I got a 5. Well, it could be any of these. I don't know. That one's for, I think that one's for
how
like a
many are
storage
there, by
shed.
the
That
way,
one's for
like-
the outside classroom.
There's around 12.
I mean,
Let's try them all.
I was going to say there's not like a luck like roll, but can Dicky just take a random one off there and try and use it? He would literally use the one on the bottom, no, the top left, the first one.
The first one.
First key. He'll just like grab that one.
Yeah.
Just
It's like,
Bored out of her
well, it kind of makes sense, right? Because, Wooly...
it's pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
wait.
as you go to kind of grab the key rack, you realize it's not a rack. It's a cabinet.
it is itself locked?
No. It kind of
okay.
swings open, and there you have a spare key to Woolie's office.
So he goes to grab like the one, like the first key. There's like, because it makes sense
Yeah.
because like Woolie's the headmaster, so
Yeah.
he will be the first. Oh, what's that?
Well, I was going to say, like, don't we have like a magic eel friend? I bet they can open doors.
It's a magic eel. She can't do everything.
Oh, sorry. The limitations.
Can't perform miracles.
Oh my
Stick
gosh.
it through
Says
the
the person who randomly found the key.
Stick it through the keyhole, see what
Yeah.
happens. Go, Brielle.
So he grabbed the spare key.
Yeah, and you kind of walk through. You open the doors into Woolie's office, and it's a lot more lavish than certainly the rest of the school.
That's
He's
where
had time to
the budget
furnish it.
went.
Yes, yeah, and you know Woolie. He runs play readings. He pretends to be more of an academic sort.
I heard he gives the seniors a little bit of port in his office.
I don't know. I just don't trust Wooly that much. Did you hear about like what he does on Fridays? Like apparently after school, like every Friday, you know that abandoned house just on the edge of a town. He goes in there for a couple of hours. He's saying this as he's looking around.
Yeah.
Like, he goes in there for a couple of hours and no one else comes in ever, and then he just exits after a couple of hours and no one knows what he does in there or why.
Dicky, there has to be the most boring rumor about Wooly that there is.
That probably means it's true then.
I just
Probably,
don't like
actually,
him.
yeah,
I think
that's
he's
true.
a creep.
I thought Wooly was a pirate. Or a shearer?
A what?
Like he shears sheep.
She is sheep.
Why
Before
would
he
you
was a
think he's
principal.
Woolie?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was bad.
Her love points go up. Like in The Sims, the love of
Eric looks sad.
I only just got that joke.
Eric like becomes like slightly dejected at his
Aw.
bad joke. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Try though.
So
I looked down at Brielle, who's I guess like inching along the floor.
yeah.
Go, Brielle. Go.
Go. Are we getting warm, buddy?
Yeah, so you definitely see a globe in the center of Woolie's office. It's a big thing where all the kind of continents are mother of pearl, set on this, creamy colored globe. The writing is gold inlay. You have
Jesus.
a big flag
Yeah,
of
man.
Australia up on the wall. You have countless bookshelves, and you have like a huge kind of cabinet.
And is there a blackboard in his office at all?
You don't see one, no,
Okay,
no.
While we're sort of like kind of wandering in the room and my eyes fall on the bookcase, can I see if there's anything on opals?
Opals.
Yeah.
I
I know it might not be that topical because we're not supposed to get them around here. But
Yeah, there's definitely books on. You find books on kind of history.
Yeah.
Woolie's said for a while that he wants to kind of do the town history of
Yeah.
of
Any sort
Warrawirin.
of local history.
One's
or
about Goldie
mineralogy.
McMahon.
That one. I would like to take that one.
Yeah,
Yes,
so you
please.
take it with
I'm gonna
you.
put that in my backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna borrow it.
Yeah, it's more of like I guess
Sign it out.
I guess it's more of like a zine.
I do intend to return it.
because it's not. It's kind of like self-bound.
Yeah, it's more like a journal.
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah. There's a lot of bush poems, a lot of kind of Aussie folk paraphernalia.
Yeah. If I see the Goldie thing, I'm definitely gonna be like, oh yeah, that looks handy.
And there's stuff on minerals, although it's more about iron, and because it's a huge,
Mining
Yeah.
company.
it's
Mining
it's
town.
the thing that feeds the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not so much about
Gems or anything.
no
Yeah, okay.
opals.
That's
It's
fine.
mainly history and poetry.
Yeah.
You said there was
He's
a
got the Shakespeare,
Yeah.
collection.
Ugh.
You said there was a big cabinet in the room as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dicky found a spare key in one cabinet. Stands to reason that another cabinet's gonna hold. Like because he goes, well, there's the globe, and
That's the one you saw, Dicky?
yeah, and it said mother of pearl, and there was people with glasses, and they were drinking some sort of like. I actually think I didn't say this before, but I think it might be blood because I tasted blood, but it looked brown, which is a little bit different. But he shrugs his shoulders. Maybe that's what alcohol tastes like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I also saw a blackboard. But
That might just been to get us to come to school. The globe's pretty special deal, right?
You also have his desk, which has a large a record player on it.
Yeah, didn't you say... I look at the record player and say, didn't you say there was something to do with it? Like a needle? Like a record scratch or something?
oh yeah, that's the first sound I heard. I heard like a record scratching.
Right. Is there a record on the turntable?
Yeah, there is.
Does anyone know how to use it? Because I'm not allowed. I'm not
It
allowed to
says-
use it at home.
It says Australian folk poetry, 1950s.
I'm gonna flick it on,
Yep.
put it up to speed, and drop the needle on it while we have a look.
As you drop the needle, there is some kind of strings playing loosely in the backgrounds, the kinds that you use to kind of narrate a bedtime story or a folk story, just something to have in the background as a scratchy old male voice begins to read the poem. Send her down,
Huey. The rouseabouts roared in an obscene petition addressed to our Lord. The clouds gloomed above had darkened the plain, and the shearers were racing to cut off the rain. They were paid on a contract, no profit to shirk, and wet sheep were out, no money, no work. But the blue tongues were different.
As you're hearing
from
this
chanting
poem,
loss.
this dry
For the days
voice
like
that kind of
Fridays were
resonates
paved by
throughout
loss.
the room, the dust mote
Weathers were shattered
swirling
and
in the
packed tight
air,
and
the
hard.
sun
Quite a lot
streaming.
underneath,
I'm going to
but some
need
left in the
Jono
arm.
and
We're needing
Eric
a spell,
to
and we've
roll
got bed
me
and board, so
grit.
send her down
It's a
Huey, the
snap,
rouseabouts roared.
and it's needing to beat a 7.
Pyrotechnic
not
displays
too bad.
with the
Not too
wild
bad.
thunders
For you,
clap,
Jono, at least.
and the lightning
You
ran
good?
zigzags
20.
from
Oh,
Jesus.
fantastic.
Don't even need to explode it.
I
And you
forget
get a
Grit's your
weird
best score.
sense of deja vu, a very
Yeah.
strange sense of deja vu, that you've definitely heard this before, but you have no memory of where you heard it.
Right.
But it's like something that wiggled into your brain. It's not a comfortable feeling. How are you doing, Eric?
I rolled a 9.
Oh,
on
great.
my
Amazing.
on my D10, so I'm good as
Nice.
well.
Oh,
So can I ask if
Yes.
how much of that poem that Jono would kind of understand?
What's your brains?
My brains is a D12,
D12.
so my second best. Like I'm guessing he would vaguely get that it's about rain.
It's about rain. Yeah,
And
it's also about
It's
the...
about being able to bring on the rain.
Yeah.
Because we get to still make money
Exactly.
while it's raining,
Yeah,
but not work.
You would get
That's
the kind
the
of
vague
central.
sense I
some of
know,
the
right?
some of the poetry
Yeah.
and phrasing goes a bit over your head, as you know, kind of most poetry does. It's nice to sit back and listen to. But what is left permeating your brain is that it's a story of workers who want a break,
A break,
and
yeah.
and
The rain will
are hoping for the rain so
Yeah.
that they can still stay on board and get paid.
does
Eric-
Jess know
Eric,
as well?
I think it would go over his head.
Yeah, it goes completely over Eric's
Yeah.
head.
Because Jess
But you
is more
do-
their age. Does she
Yes.
seem to have an understanding of it too?
Let me just roll for her.
we both get that. We both get that odd feeling, right? Even if you don't understand it as well as Jono does, we both kind of share
A collective uncomfortable
Yeah.
deja vu moment.
that kind of frown of like, oh, I've heard that,
Is that right, Ellen? Both of us feel that
Yeah.
feeling? Okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
but it doesn't like totally wig us out. We're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I've heard
However,
that, but I haven't heard it.
Breel is freaking the fuck out.
Oh, no.
while the record was playing, you the teens were kind of just swept up in this sense of, it's like a deep inhalation, right? That you just almost stop. You realize halfway through that you stopped breathing there for a while, and that you're just trying to puzzle where, you know, you felt this sensation last. Brielle went completely stiff, like, you know, it's their body just tensed up. Like, you could probably pick Brielle up and wave it like a stick and not have it move or flop around.
Yeah.
And then it begins to kind of smack and writhe around on the floor. It's uncomfortable. It's in flashing bright red and yellow.
I think if Dicky sees this like during the thing, because he doesn't get the same reaction that the two of you do, he'll like kind of rush over to Brielle and check on him to make sure he's like okay, and like tries to like comfort him as best as he possibly can. Trying to figure out the source, because he doesn't immediately make the connection that it's maybe from the, because that doesn't make sense. Why would a record make someone feel uncomfortable? But he just tries to like comfort him, bring him up. Like, it's okay, it's all right, what's wrong?
It continues to glow brilliantly. Your hand gets red hot, so much that you might actually have to drop Brielle.
Oh shit, yeah.
And it lets out this.
As soon as the poem's over and that's, I take the needle off. Take the needle off.
It kind of slumps.
Sorry, Brielle. Is this what you wanted to show us?
It was a record scratch that I heard, so it was the sound of it either starting or stopping, but I didn't hear that, but that must have been what was played.
It's definitely a clue of some kind.
The record shatters.
Whoa. I love this. Just like
That's why I'm not
Hang on,
allowed to.
I've lost my cards.
That's why I'm not allowed to use vinyl, because I break them.
You get the sense like almost like it was superheated there for just a brief second, like holding a torch up to glass, just heating until it just gets to the point where it can take no longer, and it shatters on Woolie's desk, shards everywhere, and I hand Sean a card.
Oh, interesting. Able to control technology. Try that again. Able to control technology telepathically.
Oh, so Brielle smashed the record.
Well, you can
Possibly.
see that it was having an adverse effect on Brielle.
Yeah.
It was putting it in intense bouts of pain.
Brielle went hot. The record went hot.
We are in so much trouble.
Yes, you're in the headmaster's office.
And we've made a mess.
Fucking with this shit. You broke a record.
Stole a book.
You made a mess. You stole a book.
And we're about to look in his cabinet.
And you're about to... There's also... don't forget, there is also the desk drawers.
The
There's
globe
the cabinet.
itself.
And there is a big cupboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one do you want to go for?
Well, should we clean up? We're gonna, while Dicky starts looking.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna clean up the
Dicky
shards of the
Dicky
record.
really does not
and
care
Jess will
about
kind
that.
of Jess
Yeah.
is pretty rebellious, so
Yeah.
it's a kind of brother-sister
Yeah.
duo there.
I feel like Jess would go to the desk to keep Dicky away from the broken shards of the record. So Jess will go to the desk.
Yeah.
And Dicky will go straight for that cabinet that he was eyeing off.
There's like a red book. I don't know. It kind of looks like a journal. Should I check it out?
What does it say on what does it say on the front?
It doesn't say anything. It's just blank. It's like leather.
Maybe it's
I
like
don't
a
know.
secret diary or like some sort of like, I don't know. Maybe all the secrets are on there.
Woolie's laptop's here.
As Ellen opens up her MacBook.
Oh no, we look and see all the security cameras that are watching us this whole time.
Wait, did we bring a netrunner?
It's like it's me. Your GM is the netrunner, and I'm into the story, baby. I've hacked it.
in.
It's a lot of like, I don't know, like it's like what's the thing that the priest does? The homily.
Yeah. The sermon.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess maybe it's from the times that Woolie leads chapel, but that's, I don't know. It's like this one's got a red ribbon in it. It says, "Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose?" The fuck? "Or bore his jaw with a thorn? Will he make supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens?" I don't.
Do I
It's just
recognize that?
Bible
He's
stuff,
like
right?
he's like flipping through the dictionary, and he like looks up Leviathan,
What's a Leviathan?
and he's like, in biblical use, it makes sense. It's a Christian school. A sea monster identified in different passages with the whale and the crocodile. Oh, and with the devil. So kind of like a bunyip.
I mean, I don't know. All those things sound really different to me, but I guess it's something bad.
Is Briel a Leviathan?
Nah,
I thought
Brill's not
Leviathans were meant to be really big.
Yeah, Brill's not
Yeah.
a whale or like a sea monster. Brill's,
Well, sea monster. Found Briel in the little water thing.
he's not a monster. He's like a little worm.
I'm just...
We don't even know it's a he. You called
Yeah.
it Brie.
Yeah, it could be a she. God, Dicky.
Yeah.
Well,
Brill-
I'm saying it's a he for now, and he doesn't seem to be adversely affected to it, so he shrugs his shoulders.
It kind of like...
I mean, can rocks be male or female? Are you a rock, Brie?
Brill is not making head nor tail of
Yeah.
what any of you. It's just kind of like looking at you as each person talks. It's kind of like swiveling its little
Eric will
its
look
little
at
eel head.
Briel and be like, "Are you a Leviathan, Briel? Are you a Leviathan eel?"
Look, it's an eel, so it can't shrug, but it just doesn't. It doesn't know what you're saying. It doesn't.
That's
Told
fine.
you.
I'm guessing
That's
there's a
fine.
Bible in the room.
Yes.
Can I try and find the passage?
I mean, I know
I'm
where the
guessing
passage
it's
is.
in.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Phil is guessing that it's in Revelations.
Nope.
No, it's
No.
Old Testament.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how
it would
much
be-
Jono knows about
I'll take a brains.
Brains Trust.
Yeah. Although you need to have like a pretty in-depth knowledge
Yeah,
of the
go for
Bible.
it. Yeah,
So
set
I'm
it
gonna
high.
say it's a 12.
Okay, let's have to max out my die.
Yeah.
We'll take an adversity if I get high enough.
Oh, did you take an adversity token last time?
I did, yes. I just got a 12.
Hey!
Shit, really?
Yes, I just
Oh
got
my
to roll the 12. I
God.
just rolled a 12.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, is it in Revelations? And then I was like, oh, no.
No. It's Job.
not, is it?
It's Job
Job.
41.
They taught us about this. They taught us about this at the end of last year. The story of Job.
Yeah.
He's like he gets like pissed off at God. No, God, the devil says, I bet I can make Job stop believing in you. And God's like, yeah, go on then. And so he does all kind of horrible shit to him. And eventually he's like, yeah, God, you're an arsehole.
I like the idea that you're telling this to Eric, and Eric's like slack-jawed, being like, "Uh-huh."
Whoa.
Big Dickie's like,
Don't you remember you were in my class?
Yeah, no, I remember.
if the Bible was
I
taught
helped
like
you with
that,
your assignment on it.
if the
You'd be
Bible was taught like
interested.
that, I actually would have paid attention.
Yeah. Especially you, Dicky, with your interest in, the Loch Ness monster and
Yeah.
and creatures
Oh,
and leviathans from
Revelations,
deep
Dickie
below.
would eat the fuck up.
Yeah, you remember actually it was Wooly stepped in to do kind of like a lesson, like a kind of informal one with a few of his kind of favorite students, or with the teens as it were. And he was kind of doing what is the study of biblical things, Chris? I always forget the word.
Theology?
Theology, yeah. I don't know why I always go L.
Liturgical.
Yeah, I probably heard
liturgical.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Liturgy?
he did like a kind of weird theology lesson where he was talking about misconceptions from the Bible and also how we use it as a way to tell history, him being such a history buff, that a Leviathan, to our ears, because of the translation, we're not sure what it is, but what's the difference between a whale and a Leviathan? He was kind of demystifying the sense of some of the words that are used in that translation of the Bible anyway.
It's weird he would specifically teach us about that story.
It was a while ago. You just had a very, very good memory.
Like just a flash of
Yeah,
memory.
like Willie's definitely one of those headmasters to kind of hold little like, oh, let's just do some learning, like kind of sitting on the desk, like,
Very informal.
encouraging bright minds and picking out his favorite students and having like little play readings with them or extra classes or extracurriculars, or sometimes he would even kind of wheel in a TV. Yes. Into a classroom kind of like a bit after hours and host like a movie.
So it's kind of like a theological Dead Poets Society sort of deal.
A little bit, yeah.
Wooly sounds like a great principal. Sounds like an incredible principal. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. He seems like a cool guy.
For a regional town,
Yeah.
like he could absolutely be like meter ruler slaps and like getting the belt out.
That's Keith.
Yeah, that's absolutely
That's
Keith.
the cop.
But
Yeah.
like, I mean, that could also just be the
it
principal.
could just be the principal.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
mean-
you don't have an upper limit on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. That's very true.
Wooly still uses corporal punishment. There's a ruler.
I was going to say that just comes across as normal.
Yeah.
It's completely fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still
Normal to
good.
us, yeah.
It's not even called corporal punishment. It's just
Punishment.
Yeah, he's definitely not as
Just learning.
liberal with it. Or liberal with the brandishing it.
Yeah.
But
It
you
comes
have
out.
had kids who have, once he gets to use it, he
Back
can
of the
be
legs.
pretty
Yeah.
vicious.
come out with a sore
yeah.
bum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
He'll,
can't
disrespect,
You can't
right?
sit properly for like
Yeah.
a week.
I was going to say during that time that Jess starts reading out Leviathan, and then there's that kind of banter going on around what that means. That's when Dicky will start kind of rummaging through the cabinet to see what he can kind of find in there.
I'm just going to make a note in my head of the passage because I'll be able to find
Yeah.
another Bible really easily.
Yeah.
Job 41.
1 to 20.
Yeah.
If you're playing along at home, everybody.
With your Bible.
Roll to Cast Mystery Down Under is a Baby Beard media production. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. And all our podcasts are on Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/babybeard. Kids on Bikes and all associated properties are trademark of Renegade Game Studios. Used with permission.
You've been listening to a Robots Radio podcast. Smart shows for interesting people. Check out all the shows at robotsradio.net.
Nominated in New Jersey's Here Now Audio Fiction Festival 2020, it's BioShock, the Midnight Series. Based in the dystopian underwater city of Rapture, witness what it was like for civilians from different walks of life before and after Andrew Ryan's city fell. It's a tale of deception, downfall, and survival. BioShock, the Midnight Series, a podcast by Preston Hardin. Listen on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.